thought about who am I, how did I get here, and where am I going? I'm going to talk to you a little bit about a research project that I did on the Erickson theory. Per the Erickson theory, there are 8 stages in life. We all basically start out as a blank book, and as we grow through our lives, we have different challenges where we fill that book, and eventually we fill chapters and books, and eventually our life becomes an entire bookcase. So today we're going to talk about the Erickson theory. We're going to talk about who is Erik Erikson. We're going to talk about what is the Erickson theory. We're going to discuss the 8 stages. We're going to talk about personal challenges in the stage that I'm currently at. And we're going to talk about how did I move forward from those challenges. So Erik Erikson was an eco-psychologist. He basically believed that there were 8 stages in life. And within those 8 stages, we progress through life based on different challenges with our parents and our society and with our culture. Some of the quotes that I really liked of Erik were, "The attention environment you provide shapes your child's brain development for life." The second one, "In my world, there are no bad kids, just impersonable, conflicted young people wrestling with emotions and impulses, trying to communicate their feelings and needs the only way they know how." Pretty powerful. So the Erickson theory, as I said before, has 8 stages. It basically, you start out as an infant, you grow into a toddler, a preschooler, into your school age, and into adolescence. This is where it completely changes and you become an adult, a young adult, go into middle adult age, and then into older adult. But the cool thing about the 8 stages is that each stage builds on the next, based on different crises and challenges that you have in your life. So to talk about each of the stages a little bit, stage 1 is called trust versus mistrust. This is where you're an infant and you're at age 0 to 1. You basically are being cared for by your parents, where you're being held, rocked, sang to, cared for, loved. This makes love, affection, and trust a part of your infant stage. If you fail at this, then you might have mistrust later on in life or different types of insecurities. Stage 2 is autonomy versus shame. This is your toddler stage, and you're roughly 2 to 3 years old. You're still, parents are very involved in helping you learn how to talk, walk, climb, self-dress yourself, and toilet train. So you can see you're learning new skills and you're becoming independent. If you fail to do this at that stage, you will have low self-esteem and you may feel shame. Stage 3 is initiative versus guilt. This is your preschool stage. Your ages are 4 to 6. And at this stage, you're trying to figure out, can I learn how to pick up my own clothes? Can I make new friends and keep them? You also learn how to role play. So you can see you learn how to become independent, you learn different creativity skills, and you learn to be imaginative. Failure to do these types of things will mean that you will feel that you have guilt in your life and that you've had failure. Stage 4 is industry versus inferior. This is your school age kids, roughly age 7 to 12. At this point, it's not your parents that are kind of helping, it's your neighborhood and your schools that are more involved with your life. You figure out how to make friends on your own, you're learning different skills, and you start to take academics pretty seriously. If you fail at some of this stuff, you're going to have possible low levels of confidence as you move on in life, and you're going to have low levels of self-esteem. Stage 5 is ego identity versus role confusion. This is your adolescent stage, roughly 13 to 19. At this stage, it completely changes where it's not somebody else that's helping you learn to grow and go through these challenges, it's yourself. So now you start to figure out, do I even belong? Do I have true friends? You might start new things like learning how to drive, starting jobs. So you basically start creating independence with yourself and figuring out who you are. Failure to do some of these things will mean that as you get older, you'll have lack of responsibility. You might be confused about who you're going to become as you get older. And you might make wrong decisions in life and start hanging around the wrong friends and making bad decisions. Stage 6 is intimacy versus isolation. This is your young adult age, roughly about 19 to 35. This is where you start to figure out all the different types of life responsibilities. You figure out what you want to do for a career. You start to pay your own bills. You might find true love, and you might want to start a family. So as you can see, the self-supportive relationship careers all falls within all those items. If you fail to do this, you might feel like you're isolated and by yourself, or you might feel worthless. Stage 7 is generativity versus stagnation. This is in your middle age in adulthood, which is about 35 to 55. In this stage in life, you're basically more career-oriented, and you're normally doing it with another person. It could be a husband and wife. So you're thinking about marriage, you're thinking about buying a house, you may want children. You're looking for what is my career and how can I advance in the career that I'm in right now, and you're looking for overall consistency. So failure to do some of these things, you might feel that you don't have a purpose in life, that you're worthless, or that you're very lonely. The final stage is ego integrity versus despair. This is the older adult, 55 plus and up until we pass away. At this point, you basically try to meet all your accomplishments in life. You may have a family and maybe have grandchildren, and you hopefully have had a successful career or are finishing up with your career. So you're going to start asking yourself, did my life have value? Was it meaningful? Did I feel it was fulfilled? If you answer no to those, you're going to probably feel that maybe your life was pointless, that you have regrets, and that you failed at life. So for me, I'm currently kind of between stages 6 and 7. I entered stage 6 at about 18 years old, so I was a young adult. And I entered stage 7 in my early 20s, so that's pretty early to enter middle age. That's because I had to start working full-time after high school right away. I had my son at 18 years old, and I had to support him, so I basically took on a low position in a company making low wages. That also made me have to put my college dreams on hold. I always had dreams of becoming a special education teacher, but because of the things that happened earlier in my life, I couldn't do that, and I couldn't experience the college life. I then got married young at 22 years old. I had 3 children at that point, a 1-year-old and 2 3-year-olds, so my hands were really full. I went to school part-time and I worked full-time, so I was really busy. Money was tight, but I always put myself second and my family first. But per Eric Erickson, he always said, those development blocks at any stage can be resolved at any point. So what did I do to move forward based on all those challenges? I've currently been married for 16 years. I have 2 children in college and 2 in high school. I've had 4 job advancements in the same company. I'm currently a global project manager with 6 employees around the globe. I have my employer currently paying for my 2 degrees. I've completed my associates and I'm finishing up my bachelor's and I'm almost completed. By me attaining my bachelor's in individualized studies, the nice thing about the individualized studies program is that I can have flexibility. I can do online classes, and by getting this, it's going to allow me to move into a more senior position at my company. So if you ever feel like you have shame, confusion, mistrust, despair, you feel isolated, don't feel alone, because we're all going through those 8 stages in life. Thank you very much.